Axie, who's a handsome boy? Who's a handsome boy? Yes, you are. Hey, garden gals and guys, it's Steph with Tiny's Garden, where I am gardening in Zone 5B in the Chicago suburbs. I am coming to you in a much better mood today than my last video. I was pretty down and out because my ranunculus were drooping. See this here? This is totally limp. Coming right from here, just limp. And I wasn't sure what to do. I said I'm gonna get a soil test, and I am, and you all turned out in numbers. Thank you all for commenting and giving me such great advice on different options to try and battle this drooping that I'm having with my ranunculus. And I'm happy to say I have more blooms today. So I'll show that to you in a second. But I did just order my supplies for soil testing this morning. I am doing it with a company in Wisconsin. I went on their website. I'll put down what the name of it is on the screen because I can't remember. I went on their website and they send you the postage, they send you the soil sample bags. All I have to do is fill up my bags and send it back in. So I should be getting those supplies in the next couple days from them, and we are gonna test this soil and see if it really is as bad as I'm afraid it is or what I need to do to make it better. So a big thank you to you all for watching that video, commenting, and helping me out. I love this community we have here. I'm grateful for you. Let's get on with today. I first wanted to update you on my ranunculus, and hallelujah, you can see I have some blooms and they're gorgeous. I do still have some that are completely drooping, but I'm gonna bring you down close so you can see what's happening. After I took that video where I showed you the drooping, I did go through and fertilize everything with fish emulsion fertilizer, and I think they really like that. Things are looking perky. You can see I've got some buds as well. But let me show you these. I mean, come on. How beautiful are those? And here too, I just can't get enough. That color is everything. I know some people don't love red. I love it. And then unfortunately, I still have this happening. Some of them that we're about to open are drooping. So yes, it's sad. One over there is drooping as well. But, you know, I'm grateful to have blooms, and I've got to look at the bright side. So what I thought we would do first today is put together a little bouquet, because I do have blooms and I'm grateful for those, and seeing them in a vase makes me happy. So we're turning the ship around. We're gonna make a little vase out of a bunch of little bud vases. Let me show you this vase. Isn't this the sweetest? I just love it. I got it from an antique store when I went shopping with my mom in Florida once. And oh my gosh, I love it so much. I'll put up a picture that I had of some tulips in here. Ah, gorgeous McGorge. So now I'm gonna fill it with what little tulips I have left over, some ranunculus, and maybe a little anemone, because it makes me happy. I'm simply going to cut off the stems that are drooping so the plant's not wasting energy on them. If I had one that was like that orangish colored one that's in the house that was on its way limping, but still fairly firm, I would cut it and put it in the vase. This one was upright earlier this morning, and now it's limp, and it was going to bloom soon. I'm probably gonna cut it and hope that it still blooms, because that orange one popped right back up. I did manage to get some beautiful blooms from that day where I was a little down and out, including this ranunculus that was bent over and drooping. I harvested it, brought it inside, put it in some water, and look at that. Perked right up. And these anemones are just absolute stunners. So this has been a little cheery display here in my living room. So take that for what you will if you have this problem in your own garden. Okay, let's get going. This one here is what I would consider pretty much the perfect stage to harvest, because it's just starting to open a little bit. and it's got a soft marshmallowy touch. So I'm going down all the way on the stem so I get the longest stem length and cutting it, and that'll open up in no time. The ones I just cut are a little open, but that's okay. This one is close enough. I'm gonna go ahead and do this one and this one as well. And also that one. Actually, this one has another bud on it that's gonna open soon, so I'm gonna wait a second on that one. This one is past its prime here. I just let this one open because it was my very first one, but this one wouldn't last that long in a vase at all. You can see it's starting to lose petals and lose coloring, so I'm not going to cut this one. I'm gonna grab this anemone here. And then all these tulips are on their way out because I will be planting my dahlias in here this week or next week. So this is my last harvest on the tulip. These Estella Wrenchfield, I'll put the name on the screen because I don't think I pronounce it right, are just opening up, so they're beautiful. I'm also going to use a little bit of the Rococo right there. The orchis are done, and I'll get a little bit from this bed over here. Queen of the Night is still looking pretty good, so I'll grab some of these as well as some of the Velvet Underground yellow and white ones. They won't last as long, but even if I get a few days, I'm fine with that. And then all these tulips are being ripped out. One thing I love about using little small bud vases or smaller tiny vases is that you can use smaller tulips like this that aren't long enough for a regular bouquet, and any flower that's just on the shorter side, you can still utilize that bloom because the vase is so much smaller. So I like that you can use these tiny guys too with bud vases. Now this one here is probably my favorite tulip of all season, and it is the Texas Flame. Look at this beauty, so gorgeous. A parrot tulip, bright yellow with red striping. It may be too loud for some people, but I absolutely love it. It's the last one to bloom for me, and she is worth the wait. Let's get these tulips ready to go into the vase. So I'm gonna strip the foliage and cut off the bulb. I do get asked about why I cut off the bulb and why I don't save them. Usually when you're growing tulips as a cut flower, which these are for me, you don't save the bulb because they don't perennialize, and I've got to switch that bed over for my dahlias. So you could maybe try to save them, but usually they don't come back, and it's a lot of time to save them, replant them for no tulips to come back. So I recommend, if you want to keep the tulips in the same place and have them come back, shop for Darwin hybrid tulips. That's probably your best bet to get them to come back every year. Otherwise, I plant mine every single year, even in my front landscaping beds, because I want to be sure that I have a great show. This would be a great time to remind you, if you haven't subscribed yet to my channel, subscribe to follow along with all things garden. Exie, don't paw on my tulips. Don't paw on my tulips. I see you. That'll be enough, thank you. Okay, let's go arrange these in a vase. And just like that, I am done. I am so pleased with how it came together. This really lifted my spirits. It's nice to be reminded what our garden gives us, even if we're having a hard time with part of it, right? And it's a little wild, it's really colorful, it's everything I love in an arrangement. So I'm really happy with this, especially that I've got some cold, hardy things in here like the anemones, like my beloved ranunculus that are blooming. And the tulips, to give them one last big show, is nice as well. So I hope you enjoyed this video. Please comment below and let me know, as I asked before, where you're at. If you're a flower farmer, if you're a home gardener, if you're a big hobby cut flower gardener, please let me know. Also, let me know what you're arranging right now, what's blooming in your gardens, and be sure to subscribe to my channel to follow along with all things garden. We'll see you in the next one, everybody. Happy planting. Bye. Here is a quick look at my zinnias so you can see how they're looking. I'm really happy with them this year. Lots of big growth. These were started in the Coco Loco. Cosmos on the end there. Looking really good. One more tray to show you. Here is the second one, and these are looking good as well. Just a little bit of damage on some of the leaves, like this one here, but really not too bad. And there's also some straw flower in there too, so I need to pinch these and get them in the ground stat. Oh, and if you remember, when I did my pinching on the snapdragons, I went ahead and dipped these into some rooting hormone so that I could have extra snapdragons, and I'm glad I did, because I've got some that did not make it. And here's what they're looking like. So same thing here, I've got to pinch these and get them out too.